The five dockers. So in the previous lecture we have seen the five dockers case, and the last paragraph is this: the lesson to be learned from the dockers case is that weapon of imprisonment should never be used for the contempt of the court. In the case of the industrial disputes, some better means must be found. Can anyone just one? Can anyone suggest one? And the fourth case is about the ward of court, wardship proceeding. This is one of the important case, the ward of the court or the wardship proceeding. Case is about a newspaper publishes a report of proceedings which are held in private. Most cases are born to be heard in public, and there is a no bar to a fair and accurate report for them. But some cases are held in a private, and a newspaper is guilty for contempt of the court if it publish a report for what they took place. Particularly in this case of a wardship proceeding, which was usually held in a private. The point arose in a case reported as a REF. A girl of 15 ran away with a man of 28. He gave her drugs and had a sexual intercourse with her, knowing that she was only 15. Her parents were so worried that they applied for her to be made a ward of a court. Means such case is happened in wardship proceeding, but the newspaper has published about it. So the newspaper is considered as a contempt of a court. The girl was placed in a hostel. A social worker advised that the man of 28 should be allowed to visit her. There, the Daily Telegraph got to know of his and published an article headed "Jailed Lover Should Visit Hostel Girl 16." Means the Daily Telegraph is the name of the newspaper, and this is held as a contempt of a court for posting such case of a wardship proceeding. Official solicitor thought that this article disclosed some of the proceedings which are taken place in private. He moved to commit the Daily Telegraph for contempt. The judge held that it was a contempt. We revised it. There are cases to show that it was a contempt of a court to publish information relating to the proceedings in the court about a ward. It could help the proceedings away from the public gaze. The public were not admitted, nor even the newspaper reporters. Only the parties, means in this case, only the parties, their legal advisors, and those immediately concerned only were allowed in the case. Not all the people were allowed in this case. So legal principles involved: disobedience of the order of the court attracts punishment of either fine or imprisonment. It is a criminal offense. It must be proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Along with it, it should also be shown that the person committing the contempt has a guilty mind. But when the newspaper editor or anyone else, for that matter, publish information which relates to the wardship proceeding, it is a very different. He is a no party to the proceeding. No order has been made against him. No notice has been given to him of any order made by the courts. He may or may not be know whether the proceedings were in a private or in an open court. He may or may not be aware, means on what basis the newspaper is guilty, on what ground he is punished and sent to prison, what are the consequences of the offense. Such questions were asked. First, in this case, on principle, it seems to me that in order to be found guilty, accused must have had a guilty mind. Guilty mind means some guilty knowledge or intention, mens rea, it is called. The question of mens rea often comes up. Much depends on the nature. The mental elements of the different crimes differ widely. So in this, the question was asked that how the newspaper come to know whether the girl or the parents have told, or the lawyers have told, or even if they only tell the story by word of a mouth to a friend, they may be guilty of an offense. For that would be a publication of it. Seeing that the offense is of a such a wide scope. It seems to me that the person is only to be found guilty of it if he has published the information relating to the wardship proceedings in circumstances in which he knows that the publication is prohibited by the law, or recklessly in circumstances in which he knows that the publication may be prohibited by the law. If a newspaper reporter knew that they were or had recently been wardship proceedings, he would be accepted to know that they would be held in private. Means wardship proceedings are always held in private. So how would know as a good as to know that there was a prohibition against publication? The facts of the case disclose that the parents told means result means the truth is that the facts of the case disclose that the parents told the Daily Telegraph that the order of wardship was a temporary order and that is expired. Such type of news was told by the parents to the Daily Telegraph that the wardship is temporary order, it is going to be expired, that is expired. The newspaper thought that there was no longer any prohibition or a publication. They made an enquiry at the local council without getting any enlightenment. The Evening Mail made inquiries all round, including the official solicitor, and no one told them that the girl was of a ward of the court. Furthermore, both newspapers took the view that the matter was of such a public interest that it should be brought to the notice of the people in general, unless it was clearly prohibited by the law. That was a legitimate view to take. They made inquiries. Finding no such prohibition, they published information. In the circumstances, I do not think there was any guilty knowledge or intent on their part such as to warrant a finding that they were in contempt of the court. Means in this the newspaper Daily Telegram was not considered as the contempt of the court and they were not held any guilty. Wardship refers to a state of being a minor. This also refers to a minor who is under the control and supervision of a guardian in a case if the parents of the minor child are absent or is unfit to look after the child, then that minor becomes the ward of the court. So this is the case of the ward of the court.